Do we have sound? We have sound now, right? Somebody give me the thumbs up if we have sound now, because well, I'm going to have a look, because that's when you go live, huh? Let's have. I hear the sound. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, so we'll do it again. Welcome to the Daily Sports Update. And Vic, switch off your phone. Welcome to the Daily Sports Update Show. I'm Vic. Welcome here on Vic and Vern Sports Chat. Today's topics: football, WNBA, Major League Baseball, NFL, tennis, rugby, cricket, EuroBasket, and motorsports. We'll be getting through all of those, not in that sequence, but we're just going to go. It's freelancing today. So let's start, because it was a massive, big NFL opening week to the season, and lots of big games and stuff like that. I mean, I did a lot of them yesterday on the conference, and of course, 1 second, because the big sneeze came. There you go. And now everybody knows I'm a double sneezer. But look, there was a lot of upsets. I mean, Texans losing to the Rams. No one expected that. But let's go through them quickly. It all started off on Thursday night, and I did that game live. Cowboys against the Eagles, 20-24 for the Eagles. The champions, they won opening night. Was to be expected. What wasn't to be expected is the Chiefs losing to the Chargers. I mean, Chargers are good. I think the Chargers are going to have a great season. There's a little bit of an upset. The Buccaneers beat the Falcons 23-20 on a last-second miss by Young Ho Koo, the kicker from the Falcons, the young Korean. The Bengals sneak past the Browns. The Browns basically did what the Browns always do. They screwed up themselves. They missed 2 field goals at the end of the game. They got an interception at the end of the game. The Dolphins look shitty today. They were totally dominated by the Colts, 8-33. The Raiders beat my Patriots. Not going to be a good season for the Patriots fans, I think. 2010, the Cardinals breezed past the Saints. It wasn't as close as it looked, 20-13. The Steelers and the Jets in a ding-dong game there. Aaron Rodgers gets his first win as the Steeler in the first game. So, yeah, looking good there. The Giants with Russell Wilson not looking good. 6-21 against the Commanders. The Panthers, we all knew this one. This is if you were a betting man, this was the one you knew to bet on, because Bryce Young and the Panthers are just shit compared to the Jaguars. 10-26, that one. The Titans losing to the Broncos. Broncos obviously with Bo Nix doing well there, 12-20. The 49ers, not a good performance, but a win, and that's what you want, 17-13. This is another game that surprised me that it was so one-sided. The Lions losing to the Packers, but the Packers have got some unbelievable offensive skills. Picked up Micah Richards, so they're doing well. And the Texans lost to the Rams, like I said. Upset. Thank you. Bless me. Thank you, Ronnie. Yeah, not a good start from the Texans. And then the Bills and the Ravens. That was a last-second field goal from the Bills. Josh Allen looking good. Lamar Jackson looking good. But somehow the Ravens in the big games, they always lose since 8 years. I mean, Lamar Jackson's been there 8 years. And they've won 3 playoff games in 8 years with Lamar Jackson. They'll make the playoffs. They'll have some unbelievable record again this year. Something like 13-4. And then they'll lose in the first round of the playoffs, because that's who they are. Who said that? That was Edge Postacockley. That's just who we are. There you go. Then Major League Baseball, keeping in with the North American sports. There you go. Those are all the results of the Major League Baseball. Nationals beating the Cubs 6-3. The Guardians beating the Rays 2-1. The Astros losing 2-4 to the Rangers. The Giants losing 3-4 to the Cardinals. The Athletics losing 3-4 to the Angels. The Boston Red Sox pick up a win against the Diamondbacks. They needed that one. They lost their last 2 games against the Diamondbacks. The White Sox beating the Tigers 6-4. The Brewers spanking the Pirates 10-2. Mets beating the Reds losing to the Reds 2-3. The Dodgers beating the Orioles 5-2. The Blue Jays losing to the Yankees 3-4. High life. Sorry about that one. The Phillies losing to the Marlins 4-5. The Mariners, they were on fire. They beat the Braves 18-2. Yes, 18-2. The Twins beat the Royals 5-1. That's significant in the playoff hunt. Kansas City couldn't actually afford to lose that one. And the Padres beat the Rockies. So let's have a look what this all means for the playoffs. Well, let's have a look at the National League first. Brewers way out in front. They should be penciled in 100% making the playoffs. The Phillies and the Cubs in there as well. Then you have the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Mets. Maybe San Francisco, Cincinnati, and St. Louis and the Diamondbacks can still get into the hunt, but I doubt it. It's very tight at the moment. Then the part of the show that really interests High Life. There you go in the American League. Toronto Blue Jays, Detroit Tigers, and the Yankees are in the playoffs. In the wild card, you have the Red Sox, the Houston Astros, and the Mariners, but the Texas Rangers are close. The Kansas City Royals are close. Maybe even Cleveland and Tampa, but not many games to go. They play 162 games this season. So what we've had 143, so still around about 20 games to go. So a lot can still change. Then we move to the ladies in the WNBA, and I didn't want that. I actually wanted, that's the one I wanted. 3 games in the WNBA yesterday. It would be nice if that last result would come up there. Why is that not coming up? I don't know. Well, let's start off. The Fever and the Mystics, 94-65. The Sky losing to the Aces, 66-80. And I think that was the Storm against the Sparks, 77-91. But let's have a look at the table. Look, it's all between the Sparks and the Storm. All the other teams are either in the playoffs or out of the playoffs. It's only a battle for their last spot. The Storm have played 43 games. The Sparks have played 42 games. The Sparks would have to win their last 2 games. The Storm would have to lose their last game. And then I don't know who gets the better head-to-head. But we'll see. Tennis, yes. Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz battled for the 3rd time in a row in a Grand Slam championship. And this time it's the young Spaniard. And I had to support him yesterday. He was wearing this beautiful pink dress. Everybody knows my favorite color. Alcaraz 6-1, 6-2, 3-6, 6-1, 6-4. Some sensational tennis there. I had one eye on a little bit while I was doing the football. So congratulations to young Carlos Alcaraz. Shaved his head. He's trying to look like Vic. Wear pink, go bald. I mean, Carlos, just give me a phone call. I'll give you fashion tips, man. No problem. No problema. And if you want some tennis tips, I'll give you some of those too, man. Then we move into the Rugby Women's World Cup. A lot of results there yesterday. Japan beating Spain, but Spain, women didn't win a game. But surprise for me, they played really well at this World Cup. It's a new up-and-coming nation in the Women's Rugby World Cup. Congratulations to the Spanish women. They are making their country proud, and I can tell you now, 4 years down the line, they're going to get their first win in the Rugby World Cup. I'll put money on that one. Italy hammered Brazil 64-3. New Zealand blanked the Irish 40-0. And the French, allez les bleus, they did beat my Springboks ladies 57-10. But like I said, very proud of the Springbok ladies. No one expected them to even make the next round, and they have. What does that do for us, guys? What does that do for us? Well, if it wasn't enough that the men's Springboks have to win against New Zealand next week, now the ladies play New Zealand. Look, I'm a realist, even though I'm a big optimist, but New Zealand's not losing that game. That's going to be at Saturday at 1400. We'll see. We'll probably do that on this channel because it is the All Blacks against the Springboks. So a lot of All Black Springboks next week on the channel. Canada, Australia, that should be a humdinger. The Canadians against the Aussies. France, Ireland, I can't see France losing that one. And England, Scotland, the battle of the old enemy. I think Scotland's going to get hammered so big it's not going to even be funny anymore. Not even William Wallace could help them, or the Wilhelmina Wallace could help them. Then basketball. The European Basketball Championship's a little bit crazy this year. Georgia knocked out France. Greece beat Israel, was to be expected. Did I actually put that out there twice? The same one. I'm a dumbass. Let's see if I can. How do you say? Get that back to. Well, I think I'm over here somewhere. That's the one I wanted. There you go. What a dumbass. Early in the morning, yeah. And it's been a long sports weekend. There you go. That's the other one. Poland beating Bosnia-Herzegovina 80-72. And Italy got knocked out by Slovenia with Luka Doncic. So what does that mean? Look, on Saturday we lost Serbia. Spain got knocked out in the prelims. I mean, come on, man. So Turkey play Poland in the quarterfinals, and Lithuania play Greece. That's going to be a tough one there, Lithuania, Greece. And then, definitely on this channel, Germany against Slovenia. We will have that one live. And Finland against Georgia. That Finland-Georgia one is interesting because honestly, I couldn't tell you who was going to win that one. Turkey-Poland should be the Turks. Greeks against Lithuania, I think it's a toss-up, but I'll go with the Greeks. But that Germany-Slovenia, that's basically like a final, man. Hi, Isa. There you go. Then we had a little bit of cricket. I'll just put all three at the same time. Would help if I took the Formula 1 result out. There you go. So South Africa got annihilated, smashed, destroyed, embarrassed, opgefokt, whatever you want to call it, by the English yesterday. But they did win the series 2-1. I kind of think that's a little bit the way this team is. We won it already. Just fuck the other game. Who cares if the spectators paid a shitload of money? England made 414 in their 50 overs, and the whole South African team were bowled out for hapless 72 after 20 overs. You boys should be ashamed of yourself. Zimbabwe lost to Sri Lanka by 8 wickets. They scored 191. Sri Lanka replied with 193. That was a T20 game. The South African one was an ODI game. And then Pakistan beating Afghanistan. Fuck it, Afghanistan's worse than the South Africans. They got bowled out for 66. What is wrong there, man? What is wrong there? Pakistan with a good win. They needed a win. Pakistan haven't been the greatest cricket nation of late. Then we go into the motorsports. Formula 1 and old Max Verstappen reminded everybody he's still world champion. And maybe he's still the best driver in the field. He did a number on everybody yesterday, beating the two McLaren drivers. They didn't have a sniff of him. They saw him at the beginning of the race and he was gone. So Verstappen ahead of Norris and Piastri. Ferrari at their home Grand Prix. Is it a good fourth spot for Charles Leclerc? George Russell in 5th. Lewis Hamilton in 6th. Albon 7th. Bortoleto 8th. Kimi Antonelli 9th. And Isaac Hadjar 10th. Yeah, I think I'm going to win. Can I still win my bets against Ryan? I said that no rookie driver would score more than 100 points this season. And none of them have. And we're quite far on into the season. Let me have a look at the standings. Kimi's got 66 points. Kimi Antonelli. So yeah, I'm still looking good for no one's going to score 100 points. But Piastri's still in the lead ahead of Norris and Verstappen. I don't think it helps. He wins, but I don't think Verstappen can really get into the challenging of Piastri and Norris for the World Championship. I think it's a McLaren toss-up. NASCAR, yes, NASCAR. We're in the playoffs in NASCAR. Danny Hamlin pulled off a win ahead of Chase Briscoe, Chase Elliott. You got to be named Chase, man. Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, John Hunter, Nemechek, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher, and Ty Gibbs. Let's have a look at the standing because that's always interesting here. Look, you got 16 drivers, and at the moment, Hamlin, Briscoe, Larson, Wallace, they're all going to get in there. The bottom three are going to fall out. So they all need a win in the last race, otherwise they're gone. But that's your standings. A win puts you automatically into the next round. Then we did have a little bit of MotoGP, and Marquez dominated, but not Marc Marquez. It was Alex Marquez, his younger brother, coming in first there ahead of Fabio Quartararo on Yamaha. Good result for Yamaha. Marc Marquez came in third. Mark, what's wrong? That's a bad result for you, man. After winning the last 8 Grand Prix in a row. Morbidelli, Acosta, Gianantonio, Sarko, Ugora, Bastianini, and Marin. That was how it went. That was all in Catalunya. Your GP standings, I'm actually embarrassed to put it out because Marc Marquez, you need a goddamn pair of binoculars to find him. He's 182 points ahead of his brother. If your name is not Marquez, you shouldn't even be on this list, man. Banyana is third. He's 250 points off his teammate. That is bad, man. So he's not quite officially world champion yet, but he's going to be world champion. Then, last but not least, we're going to run down some of the football results of the week. There were some qualifications for the World Cup. And Germany bounced back after they lost to Slovakia midweek. They beat Northern Ireland 3-1. Slovakia beat Luxembourg, so they are on top of the table. Poland beat Finland 3-1. And Turkey got hammered by Spain 6-0. Then Georgia beat Bulgaria 3-0. Georgian sport is doing well. The rugby players are doing better all the time. The basketballers are doing well. Now the footballers are starting to win. What is in the water there in Georgia at the moment? Then the Netherlands, hey, that's a tight one against Lithuania 3-2. North Macedonia beat Liechtenstein 5-0. And Belgium beat Kazakhstan 6-0. So big results. And last but not least, we're actually going to do some women's football as well. And it is the English Super Premier League, or whatever you want to call it for the ladies. Brighton and Hove Albion and Aston Villa drew 0-0. Everton in the Merseyside derby beat the ladies of Liverpool in Liverpool. I was like, Anfield, if you want to call it that way. 4-1. Ooh, that's not going to go down. Marnus, where are you this morning? I talk about Marnus, I see him in the chat. Big technical issues. I started the game yesterday, but I got an email that my provider, won't mention the name, sent me an email about 2 days ago. I didn't see it, and then it popped up again around about 2 o'clock in the morning. They were working on the lines here. I got to work on it sometime, and it just cut into my feed. I started it, and then it cut me out. So yeah, but it was a good game, and it was a good game. Manchester United beating Leicester 4-0, and Spurs beating West Ham 1-0. So that is your women's English Super League or Premier League or whatever they want to call it. It's good. So that's the show for this morning. Listen here, I'm going to be on Kiwi Lads later today. We'll discuss on who we thought should have been in the team, who Rossi did pick. So I'm going to be joining Hamish for that. So you can join us there on Kiwi Lads later. Be around about 1 o'clock, something like that, Central European time. Or if you're in New Zealand, it is going to be about 11 o'clock in the evening. So check that out. Join us for that. Yes, we're going to have our DEFCON Rugby show later in the afternoon. We will be talking about Rusty's lineup then with me and Vern. That'll be at 5 o'clock Central European time. And then I'll be back tomorrow morning for the morning show. We'll see, what happens. So join us for that. So you guys have a wonderful day. Be safe. Take care. And I'll see you guys later.